I'm Kitty, and this is Hustle Season.
Bam, bam, bam.
We meet in with the biggest hustlers in the city. Artists, models, entrepreneurs, you name it.
I'm a man. Yeah.
So y'all know what season it is. Let's get to hustling.
Look, I done got them to throw me a bag, but I can't look out for everybody. I don't know who you got watching your gram. I can't take pictures with everybody.
Hello everybody, and thank you for watching another episode of Hustle Season. I am Kitty, owner of Kitty's Closet Boutique and of Kitty Quinn Productions. And we have here, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jaszi, and I'm an R&B singer, originally from Niagara Falls, New York.
Yes, we're both from Niagara Falls, New York.
Dirtwater.
Yes, I grew up knowing this wonderful lady. She was always in music. You was doing music when you were in MTM.
Yep.
Yes, you was doing music in school. I remember all of that.
Oh my God.
Baby father was your y'all was friends.
Yeah, we were friends. We did a couple shows together.
Yeah.
We've done some like theater training,
Yes.
even in, like middle school and things like that. So I've been doing music almost all my life.
Yes, and I love it. And you're such a great singer.
Thank you.
Such a great singer. We need more of that in this area. Bring the singers out.
I know.
That part.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what you got going on. I know you got some new music coming up.
Yes. So right now I am finishing up my debut album, which is called Journey. Essentially, it pretty much just goes over my life from like my spiritual awakening, like trauma and different things like that. And each song, it represents a different chapter or a different phase of my life.
Right.
So I'm completing that. I only have a couple more tweaks to make, but right now I'm focused on getting visuals.
Okay.
So I've released about 4 different singles. The first one was Turn It Down, which was really big. And now 3 weeks ago, I released my new video, Help Me. So I'm just going to be going back and putting visuals to these songs. So, it's I think people get more of the feel once they can see and hear it. So I wanted to give that more to the audience. And now I'm about to start working on my sophomore album.
Yes.
So I'm going to do 2 albums in a 12-month cycle. So.
Right.
So,
And that's exciting.
Yeah, thank
That
you.
is so exciting. I love the fact that you're an R&B girl.
Thank you.
It's just something like my favorite genre of music is 90s R&B. And then your R&B is very, like, it's not like the new school R&B.
Right.
It's like the real singing.
Yeah,
you know what
thank
I mean? And I really love that about you.
Yeah.
I noticed that you were doing a giveaway.
Yes, I am.
So you're giving away a trip.
Yes, so it's a 3-day resort giveaway. It's in Massanutten, Virginia, and it's 3 days, which will be complimentary, plus all amenities, which is like zip lining, mountain climbing, all types of fun stuff that they can get their hands on, and then also a $100 Visa card. And I pick 3 winners every Friday. So I go live every Friday between about 6 and 6:45ish.
Okay.
I began doing that just because I felt like I needed to interact more with my audience, and it's like a lot of people like, okay, we know the music, but who's the girl behind it?
Right,
We don't get anything personal. So around this time with me becoming so busy now, I decided to put myself more out there, start attending more things, doing more shows, not only out of state, because that's what I'm used to, but also, my home base. So this giveaway is helping me make connections, not just to my home base, but people in other states and countries. And it's been, I like it.
Yes,
I've been loving it.
It's dope. I love to see artists giving back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People don't know how much of a boost that will give your career.
It does.
Sometimes, like, we want to hear the music. We want to, make sure we hear great lyrics and great voice and everything like that. But there's nothing more great than knowing that you that the artists care about their audience,
right.
that they can give back, even if it's just like giving back, like you're giving your time, volunteering,
Right.
or I know a lot of people do coat giveaways and
Right.
things like that. Like Sean John just had the coat giveaway.
Yes.
And shout out to Sean John. He's
Yes.
always supported me. And yeah, like I love the fact that you're doing that, and
Thank you.
don't let anyone come between you being that person.
Yeah, thank
because
you.
I know that there can be people that come and hate on it, but
Right.
that's
They try to calculate it, but I'm really quiet when it comes to that. It's just about what the message that I'm trying to put out there. And I know what my heart is. I know that it's coming from a genuine place, and all the connections that I've made have been really beautiful. Like being able to touch base with fans from different places.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, like, this song, like, just giving myself what I haven't done for years. I've been doing this for years, but I've never really embraced other people just due to social anxiety.
Girl, social anxiety.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my God, let's talk about social anxiety.
Yes.
You would think that I
Look, I
didn't.
take a sip.
Exactly. You would think I didn't have social anxiety because of all the things that I do.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, every time I'm about to step in a room, I'll be like,
Oh my God, like a little silent freaking.
like I'll be in my car.
Oh my
like,
God, I don't want to do this right now.
Yo,
Okay.
I be in my
Right.
car having every time.
Yeah.
Every time. I'll be
Every
like,
time.
contemplative. Like a lot of times, like I'll pull up to something and I'll sit in the car for like 10 minutes and people be wondering why.
I'll sit for 30.
I'm
going
getting
to have me a drink in the car. That's my first drink.
That
It's not going to
part.
be seen. I'm going to get a little, a
For
little more
real.
loose. But the thing is, like, even with that, what I've noticed is that it impacts how you make those connections with people. So that's something that I'm actively working on because, girl, I used to get on stage. First of all, like if I did any form of events, I would make, my own personal connection with the promoters or whoever is throwing it.
Right.
Just out there where, I'm in line, I'm in tune, whatever the case is. And if there's anything I can do to help, pretty much.
Right.
However, when I get there, it's like, oh, hey, good to see you, whatever. All right, I go on stage and then I'll sneak out the back door.
I'm so good for
You
sneaking
sneak
out the back door.
Girl, I'd be like, where is
I
the
still
emergency
do
exit
that.
here? Yes.
Girl, I will socialize. I will go to a party and I will socialize. But when I'm feeling a little, I might not even look. I might sneak out and then I might send you a text. Oh my goodness, I didn't see you when I left.
Right, like where did she go?
Like I don't be trying to be shady or anything.
It's not. I swear. It's a thing, guys. There's no
It's
shade.
a thing.
It's really a thing.
It's not. And please don't take it personal. I be having to slip out the back. I be overwhelmed.
Yes, I do. And then I'll give them like, good morning text. So thank you so much for having me.
Right.
Sorry, I had other engagements.
So that's.
But yeah.
That's pretty cool. So we definitely have that in common. And so you have some shows coming up, right?
Yes. I'm in the works of making a tour. I'm getting my cities and my dates all lined up. But first, what I do want to do, because I've been doing so many shows, I came back from doing 2 back-to-back tours.
Right.
One was coast to coast, and then one was just independent. So I've been doing so much networking other places. So right now it's like, okay, I need to get to work and create more content and finish this album and then start my sophomore. So right now I'm just playing catch up, so to say. But everything's in the making as far as my shows and when to start it. We're kind of planning everything right now.
So that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting. Tour life. Is it gonna be your first tour?
No, it will be my third.
Oh.
I was homeschooling my children and I was working remotely. So anywhere I would go, they'd come along, we'll do school, and we'll do work in the morning, we'll do a show, and, probably something fun or
That's
whatever.
So interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. That's great. That is so great.
Thank you.
Because people think that having kids really, like, a lot of people use that as an excuse when it really should be an inspiration.
Exactly.
I will never allow me having kids, like, set the standard of me not being able to follow my dreams.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
To have them be a part of it.
Yeah.
completely different, because then they see it, they understand what goes on in the background, they see it all come to life, and then they see anything is possible as long as you put the work in and you have like the right motivation and right support system behind you. So within doing that, I didn't only just want to show them different parts of, you know, it's bigger than Niagara Falls, because, you know, sometimes we'll have that mentality, you know, a small town mentality. So I kind of wanted to break them out of that, but then at the same time, I wanted to show them, like, you know, you put the work in, you can get whatever you want.
Whatever
like,
you
know.
want.
So it's really cool. My kids are very humble. They're great kids, very well behaved, and you know, they're not in homeschool now, but you know, we're doing more of a transition right now, just at a, you know, different chapter.
Yeah, I wanted to homeschool my youngest daughter because, speaking of spiritual awakening, when I was with my daughter's father, I moved to North Carolina, and I like went vegan. That's when I started my dreads.
I love it,
like
by
I've
the way.
only been dreaded 2.5 years, and people think that I've had dreads
For
like
years.
5 years.
Yeah.
I just always had like the hair to like, I always had like thick hair. But yeah, I got dreads. And that was to get down to my roots, you know.
Right.
And I started thinking more outside the box with my spirituality and things like that. And I got to work on some things now, because when I moved back, I kind of was like thrown off a little bit, but I plan on getting back into it and everything, and you know, so that's really exciting to hear.
We're here.
And
we're here with that.
Yeah, we here.
Because, you know, I think we've both been back in town for about the same amount of time. So you get that bit of culture shock. Like, when I was in Maryland, I was doing everything clean. Like, I had my detox, I had my vitamins.
But you know, how ironic is that? You know, and I'm not saying that your hometown is a hindrance or anything like that. But how ironic is it that you move out of town from people that you never knew or anything like that, and you feel more of a need to take better care of your health and your mind? That's not.
It was like instant. It was like I adapted, although I was on tour and I was going places. I was back and forth. Maryland was then my home base. So even in those times where me and my children are home, we're cooking meals together. We're, you know, we're having quality time. We're having days out. You know, we're eating right. We're manifesting together. You know, it was bonding. It was a lot of great bonding and growing. So now we come back here, and I would just say, like, the environment, not you know, not knocking Niagara Falls. I love my hometown and everything, but I think it's just more of like a comfortability factor. You know, this is what we're used to before we had that huge change in somewhere else. So,
and I think for me it was because a lot of people will say, "Oh, you did it because you're a baby father." He might have put the bug in my ear, but can't nobody force me to do anything.
That part.
And I may not have had the best experience with him. However, that was one thing that he did for me that was very influential for me. He did inspire me to get my dreads. Because he's been growing his for 13 years. And his is like way past his waist. So he did inspire me. I mean, he didn't say get dreads. He inspired me to get dreads. That's
and I
different.
think they're beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean.
And then he also inspired me to want to eat better and things like that. Which is one of the good things about him. You know, everything wasn't all bad, but so that inspiration, that spiritual connection, we here.
Absolutely. I get it. We're gonna dominate here. You know, we're taking the steps to make those transitions, because sometimes you have to just press reset. Especially when you move back home, you have to press reset and figure out a calculation for here now.
You know? Figure out how your mentality fits in here.
Exactly.
And because you don't want to have to adjust to everyone else, but you do want to make sure you're comfortable in your way of life. You know what I mean?
And making sure you're not going back into those same patterns that you did before you relocated.
Yeah, because if you're around the wrong people or anything like that, you will retract. You will retract. So yeah, that's cool. That's really, really cool. So do you have any inspirations? Like maybe it could be someone local, someone like not local. Like, is there anybody that inspires you the most?
I would say my children initially, because I think with them being on this journey with me, it created so much excitement and so much hope, and it's just like, okay, let me do this, let me show them this, and they'll be just so excited. So that's my main inspiration, are my children. I've grown up in music. My godmother is Marcia McWilson. She has she taught me everything.
That's
really? My godmother.
Really? That's so
Yes.
cool. I love her.
Yes.
She was in the public eye. I remember she did a Tyler Perry shows and things like that.
She's still going. She
Really?
is still going.
Oh
yes.
my goodness! Shout out to her.
Yes, shout out, Godmommy.
How
yes.
ironic, because
Yes.
you're a great musical talent, and she definitely.
Yeah, she used to be down in the basement when I was growing up. We had a music room, arcade, movie room, all that, and I would just be tuned into the music room with all the kids elsewhere. I'm like picking at the different instruments and learning how each one works. And she would be right in there, singing or whatever the case is. Her and my godfather would come over, and it was instilled and embedded in me at such a young age.
Right.
So, not only that, my mom's like one of the highest sopranos in Niagara Falls. She's not here anymore, but yeah, it's been a lot of different things and different people that has instilled different things. I mean, Miss Muldoon from theater.
Miss Muldoon.
Yes, rest in peace.
She was my theater teacher.
Yes.
I love Miss Muldoon.
Yes. So it's been so many different
dramatic.
people. Oh my God.
I'd be like, Muldoon.
Right. So it's a lot of different people. My grandparents, I have a very close relationship with them. I've seen them, transition from Alabama up here and, establish their life in a beautiful family. So it's just different things that I take from each person. I like to think I'm a student at life. So anyone that I come across, I'm very humble to say, like, I can take something from you. And if there's anything that I can do to instill in you, humbly, then I'll be more than happy to do it. It's all about reciprocity. So I appreciate anything that anyone has to give me. So it's a lot of people that inspire me.
Yes, that sounds very great.
Thank you.
And I love the humbleness, and I love the the positive vibe that you bring and everything like that. Always remember to stay true to that. Don't let anything change you. I know you won't, because you're pretty much self-made.
Thank you.
But yeah, don't let any of the stresses or anything around here change that about you.
Yeah.
I always try to tell people that, because life can life.
Life be life.
People can be cruel. People can be antagonistic.
Yes.
So it is important to just stay intact, remain true to who you are.
Right.
And everything like that. So tell me a fun fact about you, like something that people may not know. Just give me something random.
I have 3 middle names.
3 middle names?
Yes, it's so ratchet. I'm not going to disclose them. But just know my name is Jasmine Holland. It sounds super plain Jane. Just don't ask what's in between.
I'm going to have to get that information.
I got you off camera. But just know on my license is literally to be continued.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I have such a hard time registering a car and everything. Yes. Because they want everything to match up to your documents. So my social security card is different than my birth certificate. My birth certificate is spelled a little bit different. I don't know what doctor did it.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you spell my name?
Or maybe I'm spelling it wrong.
Right, let me freestyle it then.
Right.
But yeah, I have 3 middle names. So
I'm not gonna.
It's JJLTH, and then when the right person comes to put a ring on it, I'm just gonna add a hyphen or.
So you gonna lengthen it some, huh?
Yes, because it actually came from, I think, my great grandmother. Okay. She had 5 names.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's what happened. They told me the story that everybody in the room got a name for me. So that's just what happened. Everybody got to choose a name, and they just smashed it together.
That's what happened with my daughter. I mean, she has 2 middle names.
Okay.
It's Eva, Europe, I say Carter.
Ooh.
And you see what I did there?
Yeah.
But you know what? I loved Eva forever. Yes. I said that if I ever had a daughter, her name was going to be Eva. That's it.
I love that.
That's it. It's sweet, it's short, and it's simple.
One of my favorite movies is The Lovers.
Yeah.
Union.
And then Europe, my daughter's father was contemplating on naming her Europe, which would have been cute too, but Eva was already there.
It's different.
I already had my mindset, so I was like, okay, we can add that to the middle name. And I say comes from when we were following our spiritual path together and everything, so we wanted to instill that in her name. So yeah, definitely some good information there.
you.
So, what do you want anything else that you want the people to know about you and what you got going on?
Well, let me think.
Could you tell
As
us
far as
about your tour? You told us about the visuals that you have dropping, your giveaway.
Yes. I would just say like what got, because I think a lot of people are a bit confused. I kind of came back out of nowhere.
You did.
Yeah, they were like, what the heck?
But
like,
you came full force.
Yeah, I had to make sure whatever I did it right. You know, it had the right intentions behind it.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo cuss Virgo.
You and Saint Soprano with that cuss.
Yeah, because
Saint
makes
said
a difference.
Yes,
okay?
that's what he said. Wait, what did he say?
I come from a line of Leo.
Virgo on a Leo cuss.
Yeah, I'm a Leo cuss Virgo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I come from a line of Leos. My mom's a Leo as well as her mother.
Okay.
So I can see a very big difference.
Well, you don't seem like a Leo.
Yeah, because I'm more on my chill.
But maybe
my toxic side is a Leo, in which
because I ain't gonna lie because the Leos that I know are males. And it's a no for me.
Yeah.
But I do know one Leo female, and she was a great vibe. She had great conversation and everything. And if we had met in different circumstances, I'm sure that we would have been great friends.
Right.
So I can see.
I think I know which Leo you're talking about.
Yeah.
She is though.
Yeah.
I think with that, it helps me balance, because then like my stage presence is more Leo. Like, hey, look at me, look at her. Like, you know, the whole flashy crap or whatever.
Right.
But then the Virgo side is like, that's the one that sneaks out the back door.
Yeah.
You know, I do more, like, I'm very self-aware now. When I was more in my toxic era, that Leo was Leoing. I could, if y'all don't like me, I get it. Like, the Leo was Leoing.
You know, I couldn't be around you, man.
Right, I get it.
I couldn't be around you when you Leo.
Right, you cannot be around my Leoing. So I found a lot more comfortability more on my Virgo side. Just like, okay, I can be reflective towards everything, you know? So I just use the Leo really for the stage. That's Jaszi. Jaszi
I
is
love
the
that.
Leo.
I love how you separate it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love what you said about, because I said you came back full force, and you was like, you said that anything that you did, you had to make sure you did it right. That was the exact mentality that I had. When I moved from North Carolina, because me moving was supposed to be a change. It was supposed to be, me upgrading my life. But because of everything happening the way it did, when I came back, I was like, I'm not coming back to Niagara Falls unless I can get everything back that I lost in this whole process. And I'm going to go full force. And that's what I did. I came back and I just...
Yeah. See, I had already shot out, like, as far as my music career before I relocated. I've only been back for about a year. I've been back on the music scene for about 3 years in total. But it took like a horrible heartbreak, public stuff, social media, everything to really like kind of break me. And what I've noticed is when I am detached from music and what I'm supposed to be doing, everything falls apart.
Yes.
Everything. So what ended up happening, the pandemic definitely kicked my butt. And I ended up linking with Cutmaster C and Big Fendi. They're the ones who found Nicki Minaj. And then I did my artist development through them. So they helped me through my heartbreak. They made me put it in my music, and then essentially just kind of grow from there as an artist. I had to understand how organic that's why like most of my music is personal, because it's like, okay, if you're going through, we don't want to hear about this anymore. Okay?
Right.
We don't want to hear about this.
Yeah.
Dry your eyes and put it in your music.
Right.
So that's what I did. But then also what I did within that is I partnered with my my business partner, Chloe Long, and we have an organization called Project Phoenix. Okay. And it's for women who, you know, we want to work on healing, entrepreneurship, networking. You know, we work with the elderly, as well as domestic violence survivors, female veterans. So we're doing a lot of different things. We're actually about to start doing things with 716 Live. Shout out to Damika and Abby, girl.
Shout out to Damika and Abby. I love me some Damika and Abby.
Yes, I do too. So, you know, we're just like, I'm focused on not just my music. I'm using my platform to help, you know, other people that, you know, I know when I needed the help, I didn't have those resources.
Right.
And I'm a huge help. I'm like, how can I help? Like, you know, I'm a problem solver. So if there's an issue, I'm resolution bound. What are we going to do to fix it? So I just put that towards my community, and you know, it's been going great. I've been enjoying it.
I love to hear it. I'm going to have to tap in after maybe later on tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And ask you about that Project Phoenix. I would like to learn more about it, and maybe I can possibly help you guys.
That would be awesome. We have a website available. It's projectphoenixwny.org. And then also for any other updates, if I'm going to be intertwining Jaszi, and you know, because when you network, when you do everything, you put it all into like a puzzle that fits and makes sense.
Yes.
So also on that end, then you can go on my website. It's jazzymusic.com. So everything just, you know, it's going.
It's a vibe.
Yeah,
it's a vibe.
It's going.
So tell the people where they can find you on social media, where they can find your music.
Okay, so you can find my music on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And then also my social media is Jaszi Music. That's JASZI Music. And then also for the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube, which is Jaszi Music, and then also follow me on Instagram, same name. And then you'll be put in the raffle every Friday.
That part, and I'll be tuning in this Friday for sure.
Yes. Oh, it's postponed till tomorrow. I know this is pre-recorded.
Oh, you know what? And I'm saying I'm like tuning in like it ain't past the time.
Right, it's like, no, I had to put that post. I'm like, sorry.
That is how you know that I've had a long day, okay?
I get it.
But yeah,
Love
check
it.
her out. And for all artists, hip-hop artists, rappers, and everything, this is a wonderful singer. I know a lot of people have been asking about R&B artists. Here you go, right here, right in the flesh. Because I like to see like a lot of singers like collabing with rappers.
Right.
Like I don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
I want to hear a singer on a hook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I want to hear a rapper rapping. You know,
I've
back
been
in
doing
the
a lot
day,
of
like the
networking,
Fab
too.
stuff.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to hear
Right.
that type of music. Like
That's
nobody.
back in my MTM days, you know.
Yeah,
So that's when you just, like,
because
you
that
get
one
good
song.
mix.
Oh my goodness, that one song. Oh, it was one song that you did. Oh, what song was
So
that?
Fly, Crush.
No, it was with Remy. It was with Tone. It was you.
Beware. Girl, so
I don't
many.
know.
Look, we going
I'll
in the
probably
trenches
I'll
for
tap
this.
in with you
Yes.
later. But I remember I was like, yo, she okay, girl, you did your thing.
Thank you.
I remember telling Kasim, cause you know,
Yes, yeah.
about about how much I liked your music.
Yes,
So yeah.
thank you. I appreciate you,
So
girl.
yeah, you
so proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Yes, girl power over here.
Yes.
So yeah, tap in with her, and you guys know where to find me. Hit that subscribe button. Kitty Quinn Productions. Follow me on social media. Yeah, my social media handles aren't the same, and I hate that.
I get it. I have to get mine together too. Like,
Well, follow me.
Right. Well, there'll be a link in the description below.
Look up Kitty Quinn on Facebook, and I do have my links on my
There you
Facebook.
go.
So, all right, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Hustle Season.
People showing they true colors, cut them off quick. Once I'm on some shit, it's hard to get me off shit. I ain't in my feelings, I've been on some bullshit. Lately I've been balling like I play for Boston. They been talking about a player like I lost it, but I keep the money running like a faucet. Now it's time to win, we took too many losses. Finna kill these niggas, they gon'
made
need
you
it.
hurt and you should heal it. Get out your feelings. Love the sound of money, hard to sleep, I always hear it. You gotta give me high five, I'm top five. Yeah, I'm one of the best in the city, them not lies.